Hello all from Atlanta, GA, where we've moved this party indoors. Welcome to Mercedes-Benz Stadium, where we pick it up before Mother Nature so rudely interrupted the fun. Atlanta United 2, Inter Miami 2, in this gorgeous venue that dominates the Atlanta skyline. Howdy folks, I'm Peyton Gallagher. We had to stop proceedings about 25 minutes in yesterday. Let's show you what preceded what we will see going forward this afternoon, and it would be Inter Miami 2 immediately pouncing to the front foot. This goal occurred about 2 minutes in, stabbed home by Mateo Saja, his first of the year. And the roadside were smiling early, but quickly turning that upside down would be Moises Tablante and the home group. Atlanta United 2 hammering through. Tablante belting this one into the back of the net, knocking those raindrops from the webbing. A backflip to boot. Somersaulting into the rest of the competition, and it's an unchanged 11 for both sides. We will run you up to tabs, though, with the group picked by Steve Cook. Tablante, we already showed you, scored the goal, and the big, mouth-watering headline, Ryan Carmichael and Nick Sesok, the former Inter Miami 2 players that led the side respectively in assist for Sesok and for goals last year in Carmichael. Those are both in the starting 11 for Atlanta United. Once more, these teams are unchanged from where we left yesterday, including the respective benches. That is as well the case for Inter Miami 2 and Lobo Ledesma as they look for their first road victory of the year and their first road match of the year. They've actually played in 2 venues in their first road game, so that's a funny tidbit. Captain Giovanni Farina trying to steady his group as we will start this match off with a corner kick, which is where we left off yesterday. That was where the ball went out, and that is where we begin today. And folks, Peyton Gallagher taking you through the 90. And the two teams, you wonder about the mental states. Much drier now, fresh kits, fresh boots, fresh socks. They will have to lock the focus in straight away, though. Happy to have you back. We appreciate the patience. All things arrive where they are meant to, and we will play this out today on the big stage. One change to the officiating crew today. A switching of linesmen as Kendall McCardell was unable to preside over this match, so Joshua Belk steps in and will run the line today. Kevin Hewitt accompanies him on the line. Island Pexenar is the 4th official, and Benjamin Meyer holds the whistle in hands. He was the one who stopped things yesterday. He will be the one who starts them today. Tyus Marina had made an excellent save off a Moises Tablante attempt to set this corner up. That was the last action of the start of this match yesterday. Marine digs in at the line now. Tablante to take. Atlanta's had time to think about what they want to do here. Tablante whipping one in, the knuckle applied. Carmichael. Much different surface than what was played upon yesterday. Plenty of players were struggling to keep their footing. That will not be the case on this turf grounds. Quick foul is called. Once more, we pick things up. Just a little bit more than halfway through this first half. Goals from Moises Tablante for Atlanta, Mateo Saja for Inter Miami 2. What have notched the scoreboard so far. Quick foul is given. Tablante, the one taken down, will take the free kick. Tablante in his first season with Atlanta United 2, coming in from FC Cincinnati 2. He was lively yesterday. That stretched well beyond the goal. With whip. Off ahead. And just cued out of play. Came in, Togashi was the one rising highest for that. Away by Marine. Flashed forward. Hibbert pinned back into his own goal. This is a little bit prickly right now for Atlanta. Just trying to get clear. Some cries for a potential penalty. They're going to be shrugged off. It will be a goal kick. Morales. Azafero. Tablante working it ahead. It skids away. And Miami adopting a little bit more of a long ball approach so far this year. Saw it pay off to get the opening goal in this very contest. Visitors have completed about 65% of their long ball efforts this year. It's a pretty sizable increase from their effectiveness in that category a year ago, where it was just above 50%. We talk about the ability to play through pressure and build up slowly, but if you are effectively able to progress the ball from front to back, it's always going to be a better option for you. That bears true here as Atlanta United 2 bear down with the press, unable to tame the ball as they had taken custody. A tangle on this near touchline, well worked. Unable to thread through the runner. Looked like that was Daniel Pinter who was providing the option upstream. Some space out in the wide areas. Runners in the channels. Ball fizzed in, skipping towards the corner. Chased down. Plan back is well met, and it's out of play. It's going to be a corner kick. Set to be swung in. It's played short. Bit of a routine on. Oh, that's sweet stuff on the ball. Angled in from deep. A glancing header to take it off its course. It's out for another corner kick. It'll be Preston Planback who prepares himself to deliver this in. Atlanta will mark it zonally. You see those defenders with no man in their immediate vicinity. It was well placed. Still not fully dealt with. Now it's hooked out. Ledesma and Farina. Once more sprayed in towards the back line. A swift kick to get rid by Efren Morales. Miami is prying here early. It's a third corner kick in only a matter of moments. Looks like Jack Pym is going to recover the ball. Once more, short option, cheating in. Alejo Restano. The near-sided outlet. It is swung in. It's another shot across the bow. Hibbert. Tablante's onto it. Tablante rings the post, and it's still there. And out over the touchline. The frame's still shaking after that effort. Well, that is a player playing with his head held high. Moises Tablante feeling himself, and the confidence still there after a little less than 24 hours. Sanchez. Chongqui snaking away into the path of Tablante again. This time it's pinched back by Inter Miami 2. They've got space on the counter if they go quickly. Dumped in behind. And Pinter with pace. Pinter trying to carve free. Atlanta back behind the ball. Unable to just pave that one in. It looked like Ledesma. Tablante. Unable to link up. It's out for a throw. Here's another look back at that ever so close moment from Tablante. You see exactly how narrow the margin was. Put it squarely onto that post. A feathery first touch. Chopped along. Sajo was lying in wait, and the whistle has deadened things. Looks like a foul's been called. Good time to tell you that this portion of the broadcast is sponsored by Gallagher. A banana peel run into the wide space. Well covered. Under duress over there. Atlanta United 2 trying to build out. Hibbert took his time. Unpunished. Not for lack of chance. The match is immediately taken up with the tempo that it had yesterday. Enthralling action so far between these two. Presenting upfield is Chung Kui. Ball never gets there. All the way back to the goalkeeper, Jaden Hibbert, who struggles with the first touch. He's not taking any chances. Chung Kui through the back and foul given. Chung Kui, an exciting player for Atlanta United as an organization, made his first team debut back at the start of March. Has performed well so far in this one. Poked back to the goalkeeper, Hibbert. Little tap dance, Mazzaferro lobbing one in. It's a deftly arced ball, met with resolute defense. Some chasing to do here. Morales does that job. Mazzaferro. O'Reilly on the spin. Riley clipping it along. Calvary arriving. Raiders on the run. Shots away. Stings the chest of the goalkeeper. Marine able to hold firm. That one pass into that middle ground between lines, and it pulled everything apart. Atlanta United 2, rendering an opportunity. Unable to make good at close range was Luke Brennan. It was always going to be a difficult finish once he chose to take it on himself. Mazzaferro. Tricks and kicks, and he's knocked over. Pulling wide, the flag stays down. Numbers into the box, flicked on, and thundered in on the rebounds. Luke Brennan takes center stage, 2-1. It all starts with a shapely run from Ryan Carmichael, who had peeled into a precarious position for the opposition. Unwilling to let go of the rope there was Luke Brennan, who confirmed his second goal of the year with the left foot. Marine did about all he could. The carom just coming straight back to the oncoming attacker. Atlanta have waited a long time to complete this comeback, so to speak. They fell behind in this game a minute in. That was nearly 24 hours ago, and now they lead 2-1. That's tiny work in mid-park. Jack Pym sweeping backward. Farina. Almeida going the wrong direction. Tries to relieve some pressure, playing for his goalkeeper. Atlanta United a little bit hesitant to heat things up. Saja stinging the ball wide. It's Pinter ducking and diving. Pinter with an angle, it's blocked. Bravely so at that. Ledesma. Cued in, stabbed out to Blante. Hesitated trying to clear. This is frantic stuff The Five Stripes trying to defend. A twist of the hips, lifted in and lifted away. Martinez on the march. Poked along again, and this time Hibbert puts a final end to that phase of play. Is there another leveler before halftime, the interval? That's a lovely pass. It's Brennan at the controls again. Spread wide. Togashi cuts it the other way. An important intervention. Cesar Abaggio Rida puts his mind to it, quite literally, as he stuck a head in. May have come off his chest. Atlanta trying to compound the advantage. Sloping to the back post. Too much thrust. Recovered by Brennan, who just loses the plot. Thrown to come. This portion of the broadcast is sponsored by Adidas. I have to wonder if they were keeping a hold of the watch for stoppage time yesterday, and if that time will factor now. We're approaching that mark. There hasn't been much time to catch any breath, though, since we resumed play. And non-stop, it's seen Atlanta take the lead through way of Luke Brennan. Trying to add to it now, Chung Kui coasting forward. Ripped in, it's blocked. Farina nodding away, not all the way clear, and Atlanta had regained the ball through illegal means. Plowing to the wide side, Pinter up ahead, trying to find a little space to get the ball at feet. Miami forced to go the other direction. And it's a fruitful path. Ristano unable to free himself. Mazzaferro leisurely just strolling forward. Now he gets in gear and lobs one in. Chung Kui trying to provide the width, unable to put a leash on it. Now there might be numbers the other way for Inter Miami too. Just not on the same page of the script though. The ball player, Mateo Saja. Togashi needed slightly more precision. Farina Took his sweet time. And it might end up quite sour. Tablante on the front foot. Options are there. Moises Tablante onto his left and lurching it tall. We're told it will be a single moment of stoppage time. Plambeck. Mustano didn't have the measure. Togashi throttling forward. Looks like he stepped on the ball a bit. Couldn't untie the boots. It's a real scrap for it. That sums up the half. Took us a while to get here, but we hit the break. Atlanta United 2 fall behind immediately. But they bide their time and push ahead as they find themselves a goal to the good at the intermission. 2-1. As we go to the break, take another sneak peek of our all-access piece, the 2024 MLS Next Pro Cup Final. Out now.
Welcome to the 2024 MLS Next Pro Pick Your Opponent, or PYO as the kids are calling it. To be able to pick your opponent, if you finish at the top of your conference, you should have that right. And we're giving those teams here that exactly. We now turn the page to Philadelphia Union 2. Who is going to be your selection?
We wanted to pick someone that our fans love to hate and could get behind the game, but unfortunately Red Bull wasn't available for this call, so we went with New York City FC.
The #1 overall seed North Texas would surprise us by not selecting a conventional pick.
Vancouver has been a very good season. They play really well, but we want to try ourselves.
It is time to kick off the 2024 MLS Next Pro playoffs. We start today with the conference quarterfinals in the Eastern Conference.
We welcome you to the Western Conference playoffs in MLS Next Pro.
The Eastern Conference quarterfinals continue.
The stage is set for the postseason. A terrific matchup on hand today.
Again, great work there from the production team to give you a look at that 2024 MLS Next Pro Cup Final. There are highlights and stats on the way later. But first, we have lots to catch up on, so let's do that in this week's rendition of the report.
To Medina. Wow! What a banger! Arzu to his right. Right banded. Oh my, what a thing of beauty!
Down for Neri! Rodrigo Neri with the brace!
Welcome to this edition of The Report. I'm April Marie Aguilar, coming to you from Chattanooga, Tennessee, where history was made. For the first time ever, two crosstown rivals, Chattanooga FC and the Chattanooga Red Wolves, went head-to-head in the second round of the 2025 U.S. Open Cup. It was a game full of drama and intensity. The first half saw each team score a golazo. From there, it went scoreless through the second half and extra time. The Red Wolves ultimately won it 5-4 on PKs. And although the boys in blue came up just short, it doesn't take away from an incredible, electrifying atmosphere. 12,131 in attendance, the fourth largest crowd in Chattanooga FC history, and the second largest crowd to watch a U.S. Open Cup second round match. And as MLS Next Pro President Charles Alchek told us, it's a kind of experience MLS Next Pro clubs can learn from.
When we were designing the plan for MLS Next Pro, nights like tonight, games like this, rivalry games, local derbies, this is part of our vision. And having our Next Pro teams competing in the U.S. Open Cup is such an important part of that. And I think what's happening here tonight is another example. You know, these players, this game means a lot to these players, means a lot to the fans, to the coaching staff, and to everybody in this community.
And here's how much it means. The players showing their appreciation for the crowd after a match that will be talked about for a long time. March was a busy month in MLS Next Pro with heavy rotations, flex schedules, and clubs having to play more matches than normal due to the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. But one constant, the play from St. Louis City 2 named MLS Next Pro's Team of the Month. City 2 started off by beating defending champion North Texas on the road, followed by back-to-back wins over Sporting KC2, and capping off the month with a shootout win over Austin FC2. They set a new club record by going unbeaten in their first 4 games to start the season.
Collected 11 points out of 12 that's been up for grabs. We've kept clean sheets in every single game so far. We've had several academy guys come into the team, make some starts, get a lot of minutes, and we're really starting to execute the identity that we want to play in. So I've been very happy with March so far. I think being consistent is very, very important. So we want to consistently keep clean sheets. We want to be very good defensively, but for us, just as we grow, we want to be sharper in front of goal. We're creating a lot of good opportunities inside the box, and we're scoring some goals, but we want to continue to build on that and keep putting the ball in the back of the net, scoring goals and picking up points along the way.
Last year, St. Louis City 2 got off to a slow start and ended up making the Western Conference Final. But this year, they went unbeaten in March and didn't allow a single goal. We'll see if they've put themselves in better shape for the rest of the season. Meanwhile, Diego Gonzalez has been named Player of the Month. Gonzalez scored 2 goals and had 2 assists as Houston Dynamo 2 placed second in the Western Conference at the end of March. Gonzalez also saw time with the first team scoring a goal in a win over El Salvador. Here's his coach, Marcelo Santos.
Diego has a lot of qualities, and he's a very important player for this team. We have a young team. So it's not just the ability for him to make plays and impact the game, but he's also a leader on the team, and it's well deserved, and we're thrilled for him to win this award.
As for the other monthly award winners, we told you how dominant St. Louis City 2 was in March, so it's no surprise that David Critchley has been named Coach of the Month and Colin Welsh is Goaltender of the Month. Yuval Cohen of Inter Miami CF2 is the Rising Star of the Month. He had a brace in a win over Columbus Crew 2. MLS Next Pro is all about the pathway to pro, and as we saw in March, it didn't take long for some MLS Next Pro alumni to make a major impact in Major League Soccer this season. Former MVP Jason Russell Rowe has started every game for Columbus Crew since the season opener, scoring in each of their first 2 games, including the deciding goal in a 1-0 win over New England Revolution. Russell Rowe is already on pace to surpass his MLS career high of 5 goals in a season, set last year. After making 3 appearances for Orlando City SC over the last 2 seasons, Alex Freeman has started all 5 of their games in March, scoring his first 2 MLS goals against Toronto FC and DC United. Freeman also assisted on Orlando's first goal in the win over DC. Antony Oluwaseyi continues to raise his stock with Minnesota United FC. On March 15th, he recorded his first brace in Major League Soccer in a draw against Sporting Kansas City. He became the first Minnesota player to be named MLS Player of the Match Day since 2023. To keep tabs on these and the 160 plus other players who have taken alumni status, go to the all-new alumni page on MLSNextPro.com, where you can check out the latest signings and what former MLS Next Pro players are up to in MLS and around the world.
And one day he's receiving the ball, will you follow him or he'll recover the ball? You understand? But guys, this is the final. You're not playing the final. We play just a normal game. You want to win this game? Yeah. You want to win this game?
And you can check out the full documentary All Access, The Road to MLS Next Pro Cup, now on MLSNextPro.com and the MLS Next Pro YouTube page. What's a monthly wrap-up without some on-field action? Well, we saw this golazo on the first day of this season by Osase de Rosario against Ventura County FC.
Cross whipped in and banked into the goal. And a flash. Tacoma Defiance have tacked on a second.
And that was one of many great goals in the month of March. Here are some more while I enjoy this delicious plate of tailgate food.
Panamanian side or the Panamanian center back. Here they come on the offensive end. Shot rocketed towards goal. And LAFC 2 are on the board. Matthew Evans with a ripping strike. Cuts in. Gets his left boot on it. And picks out the far post.
In the 19th minute, ball is struck and in! An absolute beauty from Alex Moreno. And Portland is on the board in their season opener. Alex Moreno with an absolute beauty. No one is stopping that. Hashtag bar down. Now Kidd to Makina. Wow! What a banger! Gabriel Makina with a masterful shot. And St. Louis goes up by 2. Out of nothing. Gabriel Makina picks his head up and blasts one top corner.
It's Bassett to take, and what a strike it is! A stunner from Sam Bassett, and it's 1-0 Colorado. Sensational. Nestling in the top corner, no chance for Alvin, and against the grain, Rapids 2 leads.
In Philadelphia, muster up as Pariano and Sullivan stand over it. Evan Sullivan works on 5. Sullivan! Kevin Sullivan off of the set piece, breaks through the barrier and gives the first goal to Philly Union of the 2025 season. Breakthrough gun of New England gets behind Stokes of the Red Bulls.
We want to remind you that MLS Next Pro will once again be featured at the GA Cup in Florida this year. Orlando City B and Inter Miami 2 will go toe-to-toe in front of many of the future MLS Next Pro stars. Tune in on Tuesday, April 15th at 7 p.m. Eastern on MLS Season Pass. Well, that does it for this edition of The Report. Be sure to tune in to the next episode for the latest around MLS Next Pro. For now, I'm April Marie Aguilar. We'll see you next time.
Good stuff there from Marie. And a good shot here. Commanding presence, the Atlanta Metro skyline. A love letter to sport. Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Atlanta United 2, Inter Miami 2 in full swing. This was action yesterday down the road at Kennesaw State University. Atlanta United 2 already down a goal at this point. Moises Tablante would break through and belt one in and break out the backflip at that. This would be Inter Miami on the front foot. Marching in, this would be their opening goal, as Pinter would wrap in, cut one back, stuck in at the back stick by Mateo Saja. And that is all the scoring that was done a day ago. Now we take action indoors. Atlanta United 2 and Inter Miami 2 continue their fights as Moises Tablante will be at the heart of another beat-raising moment. This one blasted onto the post. Atlanta United 2 would continue their pursuit though. Rushing in was Ryan Carmichael. The first try was not enough, but undaunted and unrelenting was Luke Brennan, who gets his second goal of the year. This is the stat breakdown through all that action. Atlanta United 2, despite getting punched in the mouth early on, has had firm control in terms of chance creation. 5 shots on target as we look out to live action now at the center circle. Plenty of time to think about the approach for Atlanta United 2 and Inter Miami 2. Can't imagine much has changed at halftime beyond the obvious, the scoreline itself. Peyton Gallagher here, welcoming you back inside this absolutely beautiful venue here, Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Quickly, the center official is required. Once more, that is Benjamin Meyer who has the whistle today. Held up and taken back by Atlanta United 2. Morales in a tough spot, able to just about work it out. Inter Miami 2 quickly engage the press though and win the ball up high. Looking for room to cross that in. It's beaten back. Martinez arriving on the scene, slid off the end line and out for a throw. Bandiareda, Farina, Almeida. Bandiareda with the outside of the boot. Painting passes around Inter Miami 2. A real chance opening up here and snuffed out. Will Riley with the cover. He's chopped down and the foul is given. It was Tablante initially who got a bit of a nibble in. That's a no doubt foul. It's been feisty, but nothing that's crossed the line yet. No bookings today. United 2 in pursuit of what would be their first victory of the year. On course for that mark as it stands. Looped in over the top. Morales cascading back. Only releases Hibbert. That's a wonderful touch. Carmichael able to needle his way through. It's out for a throw. In fact, if you trace all the way back to last year, Atlanta United 2 have not won a match in 90 minutes since September 1st of last season. It's been a long time coming. If they are able to see this result out, Tablante trying to ensure that. Togashi wriggling free. It's Togashi. Just poked off his toes. Unable to settle there. And Saja. Sesak all the way back to Hibbert again. He's had much to do with his feet so far in this game. Only had to incur the one shot on target. I found the back of the net. to Blante. Trying to hawk it down. Whipping around the corner. And on the break, Carmichael layered wide, leveled in, over the head of Tagashi, who circles back toward it. He is crushed, and it's a fair tackle. Martinez. Ledesma Martinez again. It's a well-spotted runner on the far flank. Creamed into the box, and well too early. No reinforcement had arrived to get on the positive end of that bit of distribution. Plenty of bodies up and around the defensive third of Miami to press, and that proves a fruitful endeavor as Inter Miami 2 have the ball in tow. Carmichael. Brennan. A stop and a start. Carmichael thought that ball was going to sit up for Brennan, who was rushing in. Nothing more than a throw here. Once more, back to Hibbert. Almost as if Atlanta United 2 are trying to bait their opponents to step up and provide space in behind. To Blante. Trying to find some of that space. A bit of an awkward header. Ledesma. It looked like Saja was tracking back onside, hadn't gotten there yet, and just allows the ball to roll out for a throw. Chunkwe. Devilish little flick to Blante. Gets it back on the back heel. Swashbuckling forward, Atlanta United 2. Brennan. Overlap is there. It's where it goes. Sesak. And just stabbed away. That would have been a masterclass move for the home side. It's lassoed back though. Atlanta United 2 not allowing for a moment of rest for their opposition. And left behind the man on the ball. That was Sanchez. Numbers the other way. Sprinting forward, busting along to get into a good space. It's Pinter, and it's prodded out. A goal kick appears to be what's on tap. Here's a glance back down the hourglass at that wonderful move from Atlanta United 2. Sesak just leaving it in a spot where the goalkeeper could have a word. Retreating right now is Morales. Sesak. All of a sudden, it's Atlanta United 2 really at the reins. Combination has been breathtaking these last 5 minutes. A bit faulty on the first touch. In the sweep ups, Ledesma. Sprayed wide to Blante. Not shy to shoot to Blante. Barrels through with the brace. Moises to Blante taking charge and taking his side 2 goals clear. just lurking on the shoulder of the last man, a perfectly placed pass, and the cutback was divine. That is well worth a couple slaps on the back. Moises to Blante. A pair of goals separated by a cycle of the calendar. He scored yesterday in the first 25 minutes before play had to subside. He picks up where he left off, and he's been good for it all the way through. As he sits on a hat trick, Atlanta United too have placed themselves firmly in the ascendancy. Real straight for it on that far touchline, and the foul is awarded. Atlanta United is preparing a change. Looks like it's going to be Javier Armas when given the chance to check in. Been a bit of a regular in this Atlanta United 2 side. Come on to shore things up in the next available opportunity. Off the head, something to change for Togashi. Farina called into action. He swings it away. This portion of the match is presented by Emory Healthcare. Sesak, eyes up. Sanchez finding a friendly set of feet. Brennan is chopped down as he was nearing the doorstep, and no foul is given. Nearly given right back. Inter Miami 2, their heads are spinning right now. Hesitation. Miami 2 go quilting away. Farina. Baton in hand at the back. Smoothly over the top. Target in sight for Inter Miami 2. Played immediately to Saja, who continues. And Hibbert is the one who puts a stop to it. Saja visibly frustrated as that ball just bounded away. Morales, he's left the ball behind him. And now time enough to make that substitution. Saw the signal from the referee. Javier Armas comes on. It appears he's grabbed the armband as well. It's Sanchez that makes way. Was calm and confirmed in the pivot in his hour of action. To Blante, wrapping around. Just lost his footing. Pim. Almeida. A sweep of the leg. Trying to go direct again, and Miami 2 just can't make anything stick at the moment. Sesak. That's a bit of a dangerous ball across the frame of his own goal. And quickly one back and one high. And cut back in towards Saja and never gets there. It's out for a corner. Straight away, Inter Miami 2. Rambling into the box, over the top of the frame. Looked like it was Planbeck who dissected Atlanta United 2's defense. Just couldn't break through the final bulwark, which has been the story of the game for Inter Miami 2. They have constantly found themselves in dangerous areas, and for this reason or that, only found that one moment of joy in the first minute of this game. An hour gone. Chung-Kui finds an escape route in the form of Hibbert. Sends it clear. It may fall for Tablante, who races up to meet it all the way at the back and now tails off. Wisely done. Goalkeeper still spots a pretty pass, and there are avenues upfield for Inter Miami 2. The whistle deadens things. The referee has halted play, not quite sure why. Not sure Farina does either. We'll just start back up from a dead ball. Drop ball, I should say. Badureda. And Jack Pim. This is Nicolas Almeida. That ball was heading straight into the path of Saja. Instead, it was headed off by Pinter. Now it belongs to Atlanta United 2. But only temporarily, it's out for a throw. Planbeck. Chopped in for Martinez. And a forest of bodies. Can't wiggle away. It's going to be a goal kick. Rodrigo Neri, as well as Ronan Wen, the ones that will be injected in by Steve Cook, his side in commanding advantage right now. Day done for Sesak, who came close a couple times, as well as his former and current teammate Carmichael, who's right at the heart of the second goal for Atlanta United 2. He won't be credited with the assist because it required Brennan to hit it on the rebound to get the goal. For all intents and purposes, he created the chance, and virtually it was an assist, even if it required the sting of the goalkeeper's gloves before it could be summarily finished. Of course, just to underscore again the impact and journey of those players, both of them last year with Inter Miami 2, leading the club that they face today in goals and assists respectively. Obajureda. Oh, what a run. Obajureda is on the move. Obajureda trying to catch the keeper off the line. Took a carom. And bows out for a corner kick. Martinez the one who will remove himself from the flag. Obajureda. Ledesma. Miami 2 architects again. You wonder how much Atlanta United 2 will sit in and try and preserve what they've earned. Or maybe a little bit more fresh-legged and able to do the running required to see this out, given the extra bit of rest between the first 25 minutes of this game and what's transpired today underneath the lights at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Chung Kui. Foul is awarded to Atlanta United 2. Ido Zeltzer Zubida is one of several changes that are set to be made here. Bailey Sparks as well, and joining them, Alejandro Flores. Wholesale changes for Lobo Ledesma as he tries to give his side a spark, no pun intended. Just confirmation on the 3 players exiting. Miami 2 get a whiff of possession, but it quickly evades them, and it's out for a throw-in for Atlanta United 2. Lobbed in towards the end line. Togashi taking it down, taking it toward the corner. Just looking for an out. Unable to pick up the pieces. Recovered by Mazzaferro. Throw in set to be delivered. This portion of the broadcast is sponsored by Gallagher. Threading through, able to step in and interrupt things is Freina. Atlanta United 2's counter press has been so good today, though. Feels like they've been in the right positions to immediately try and win the ball back every time they've lost it up high. Like clockwork through the mid-park, and a foul stagnates any positive progress. Trying to catch the keeper off the line. Strikes against the woodwork, still there. That was a bit frantic, you might say. Ball just kept carrying and carrying. It looked like the goalkeeper may have lost it in the stadium lights. Nearly found the crook of the upper 90 and snuck in. Great heads-up defending by that back line of Inter Miami 2 to arrive before any Atlanta players could beat them out of the blocks and slot in the putback there. A searching ball in behind. It may work out. Chung Kui. Brennan on the twist. Stabbed away Here's a look back at what was nearly a Puskas nominee. And Atlanta United, too, have made friends with the frame of goal throughout the course of this contest. I believe that's the third time throughout the play yesterday and the play today that they've left something on the frame of goal. Miami 2 in full voice charging ahead, and not enough gas to catch up that. Looked like Seltzer Zubida. This portion of the broadcast once more is sponsored by Gallagher. From side to side, expansive stuff from the home team. Brennan, black shirts leaking into the area. Second wave of attackers approaching the box. Brennan takes it on. A powerful push away from Matthias Marine, who minds the storefront and keeps it in touching distance for Inter Miami 2. That likely would have been done and dusted had it found the back of the net. Took a hop right in front of him. Atlanta United 2, though, still with the sense. Flicked on at the back stick, and it lapses out over the line. Although Inter Miami 2 have had success against this Atlanta United 2 side down the years, all time they've won 4 of the 7 meetings with a 4-2-1 mark. It's not counting the penalty kick results as victories. If that were the case, it would be 4-3 all time. Atlanta United 2 have won both previous penalty shootouts in the exchanges between these teams, but despite all the success for Inter Miami 2, they have never really had success in the state of Georgia. 0-1-2 all time when on the road against this side. Or 0-2-1, I should say. Miami 2 did win the most previous matchup between these two teams, that coming in September of last year. Part of that struggling series of results for Atlanta United 2 that saw them miss out on the postseason. Sliding by. Bajareda still with the ball. Plenty of room out on that far flank. To the top of the area, that's blocked, and it skids out for a throw-in. Actually appears Preston Planback has stayed in the game. He's the one who triggered that attempt. Played short. Swinging straight to the byline. It was an inviting ball. Never got where it was meant to go. Ledesma. Almeida. And Miami 2 get their shape back. Almeida tracing his steps to center back. Sparks lifting one in. Ristano. He's outthought there by Chung Kui. Chung Kui will just kick it out of play. I think a man might be down. Just looking at the replays, here's the injured player after play had stopped, just kind of doubled over and fell to his backside, and hopefully he's all right. Physios are out. They're requiring a stretch. It looks like it's Alejo Ristano who's in need of attention here. Put in a really strong shift right side of that back four for Inter Miami 2. Hopefully it's nothing more than a bout of cramp. In the meantime, Atlanta United 2 have put in a star turn performance in pursuit of their first victory of the year. They would join the rest of the league in securing that first 3 points, effectively as one of only 4 teams left in the division that have yet to win a contest. And in this pause and play, looks like Christian Ortiz and Diego Rey are being readied with final instruction to come on. A pair of forwards to add some attacking punch here for Inter Miami 2 as they go for broke. That is the end of the line for Alejo Ristano, who is back to his feet. The goal scorer Matias Saja also vacating. Mateo Saja, I should say. Back in motion. Fanned wide. Mazzaferro. That worked out about as well as it could. Miami 2 can turn it on its head with one bounce of the ball. They just have to get the first back. It's another good piece of play by Abadjareda. But then the giveaway to Blante. Unable to provide the piercing pass. But the only thing he's done wrong over the course of these now 78 minutes played. That's a clever piece of counter movement. Second man run, but raising the flag. Zeltzer Zubida, the one who was streaming in behind. In tight confines and worked out well by Will Riley. And rocked into the attacking spaces to be shepherded out by Farina for a throw. Brennan. Atlanta United 2 happy to just knock the ball about. Shocking how little pressure is being applied right now by Inter Miami 2. Advantage being played. Jung Kui steaming ahead. Miami 2 hunting in packs. They get the ball back. Plan back. Armas. Never to be sped up on the ball. Now running Wen. To Blante, dropping between lines. Just always posturing himself, an awkward man to mark. Wen. Brennan Togashi. And finally a loose touch, Inter Miami able to take it back. Amos. Togashi spotted wide. No hesitation on the cross in. And it's an inch beyond the reach. It was Rodrigo Neri who was on the scene and unable to make the clean connection. Play has been stopped. Patrick Weah coming on. Gabriel Wessa as well. Day done for the man who put Atlanta United 2 ahead. Luke Brennan got the first of the 2 goals that they scored since the restart. And he will exit stage left with 10 minutes left to play. This portion of the broadcast is sponsored by Adidas. A hop, skip, and a jump as the ball is reclaimed by Atlanta United 2. Wen. And peeling it back is the roadside. Another good piece of play by Abadjareda. Miami 2 unable to cling on to possession though. Weah making his second appearance of the year. Here's Wessa. Around him is Wen. The dummy, it's to Blante. Latching on and cut back to the top of the box before being stepped away. Plan back was tracking that the whole duration of the move. Miami 2, just not enough bodies to win the ball when it's booted from their own ends. Firmly hemmed into their own half right now. And stuck back again by the home team. Armas unable to gain custody, and a professional foul there. Alejandro Flores ripped down to stop any advance. Miami 2 just trying to make some inroads forward. Atlanta United 2 backing off towards the edge of their own area, compressing space between lines, and they played the offside trap so well there. Seltzer Zubida was trying to time the run, and Atlanta United 2 read that the whole way. Morales. Mazafera scrapes the sky with a switch. It was a harsh collision. When the one who went spinning to the pitch. Looks like he's all right though. A montage of the nearly moments. And it starts between raindrops. Tablante hitting the bar there, then later on hitting the post. And this one would have been the most breathtaking of them all. Inches away from falling in, bar down from a mile out. That one was shot from Cobb County. That's where this game started. It could be more. Just evidence to exactly how impressive the performance has been for Atlanta United 2. Inter Miami 2 had a shot on target. They scored it inside the first couple of moments of play. To my accounting, that was the last time they actually put a shot on target. Tablante, he wants his hat trick on the 1-2. A reflective pass that never met its mark. Now Armas. Play is brought back, no advantage presented. There was an apparent foul as Armas was turning in. Hooked in from Tablante. And again, Atlanta United come. It's Wen. And slid out. It's going to be a corner. This would all be decoration now for the home team. Looks like it's going to be Gabriel Wessa who takes the corner. Taken short, Tablante. Arrowed in by Armas, a beautiful ball, and just a half step of hesitation. The goalkeeper tried to keep it in play. Basically bounced past it to himself, but first they'll call a foul. It was Mazafero in the region. Armas put that on a plate. Abanjareda. Miami 2 knocking this from side to side. Another ball in over the top. Ortiz cutting it back in. Set well! And a howitzer hit into the roof of the net. Inter Miami 2 make things interesting late. Planback plasters that in. Unselfish there. As Diego Rey provides the set, Planback, the spike. Weird things happen when things get claustrophobic and close late like this. Can Inter Miami 2 carry this momentum into stoppage time and really make something of this? Amos immediately in over the top. Wessa setting and slashed away. The flag never came up. Looks like it's going to be a corner. And it will be a yellow card for dissent. Farina's been jawing with the official all game. As the captain, he has slightly more privilege to engage in conversation with the official, but that time crossing the line a bit. And it will be a corner kick as the 90 minutes expires and we wait for the board to confirm exactly how much stoppage will be played. It appears it's going to be 3 minutes. More than enough time. But not if Atlanta United 2 can add to the lead. Inter Miami 2 get off the hook, doing enough there. And probably a smart foul from Chong Kui. But immediately dispatching wide into the vacated space is Inter Miami 2. And now it's dragged back because they went too quickly on the restart. That will raise an eyebrow from those of the pink persuasion. All this delay should not count toward the total number of stoppage time. Farina was standing over the ball. This is all going pear-shaped. Farina just was booked for dissent. He has to be careful here. Slightly heavy touch, but able to evade Weah there, and a cross in from deep. A little bit of a hapless header and straight back to Hibbert. It was Ray cheating in on the last shoulder of the last defender. Morales was the one who was able to connect with it. And this is precious time that comes off the clock, away by Hibbert. Farina, a probing ball in over the top, straight onto the chest of Abadia. Reda, and that ball fizzes wide. Zeltzer Zubida. Ortiz still. Just showed too much of the ball to the defender. Lofted in over the top, hoisting into the box. Taking aim again! And screaming over the target. Looked like it was Ortiz that gave that a right leathering. And that might be the last chance for Inter Miami 2. So well timed on the run from Flores, who freed himself up enough to receive the ball. Ortiz unmarked as he arrived in the area and just couldn't keep it down. Last chance saloon. Inter Miami 2 have trailed by a pair of goals for the majority of play here today. They got one back late, but now trying to compound the misery is Wessa. And it was worth the wait. Atlanta United 2 secure all 3 points for the first time this year against Inter Miami 2. Final score 3-2, and the man of the match is none other than Moises Tablante, who started things out yesterday. Pitch slicked by the elements. And making use, Moises Tablante. And he felt the energy of that performance a day ago. Later on, as he would make it 3-1 with a bit of craftsmanship on the ball. A player that has plenty to feel good about regarding his performance over the last 24 hours and change. Well, folks, it took us a while to get there, but we crossed the line. For our entire MLS Next Pro broadcast crew, I'm Peyton Geller. Once again, our final score, 3-2 here in the A. Don't forget, you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at MLS Season Pass on Apple TV and MLSNextPro.com. Folks, good afternoon.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.